Welcome to the Idiotically Armed, Armed and Dangerous podcast with your hosts, Matt and Zach, where they talk about guns, life, cars, and every funny day-to-day story. Let's go ahead and get the show started.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Idiotically Armed, Armed and Dangerous podcast with your host, Zach.
And Matt. We are on episode 2. This is a good one. We have a guest this time.
Hey, everybody.
This is Tim. He's our cameraman and lifetime friend. I don't know why that came out really hard for me to say. I don't understand why.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like you haven't lit me on fire or, partied, been to my house, had dinner, It's really hard to say.
Swam in your pool.
Yeah, really hard to say long-term friend, I guess.
See, and he doesn't even have it as long as I do because I've chased him through my parents' house with a running weed whacker, beat him with chains.
Also lit me on fire. Well, actually, we lit each other on fire.
Halloween sword. Halloween sword was a serious one.
Talk about being poor. We'll talk about that later in the episode. Welcome to Idiotically Armed, Armed and Dangerous. If you haven't heard us before, this is the greatest podcast on whatever platform you're listening to this on. This is going to be the first time we have a guest, so this is going to be interesting. Tim has been friends with Zach for what? How many years?
It's been like 18 years. Since I was in 9th grade.
And I was 10th or 11th, so high school.
Old fucks.
We'll just go high school.
You fucking old bastards.
We are not that old.
And you're not that far behind. Don't act like you're special.
I know.
In the hairline department, you're 20 years older than us.
I've been friends with Tim for just about as long as I've been friends with you, so about 8 years. Something like that. So,
yeah.
Little known fact, Tim used to work for me. That was a very fun adventure.
Little known fact, Tim used to sleep at the end of my street.
Gee, why don't you just tell him in my car? Although that segues into Pooh Finger, which is going to be a fun little story.
So we have a couple things. If you didn't realize, every Thursday or Friday, if you go on our social medias, either on Idiotically Armed's TikTok page, Instagram, and or Facebook, which is mine, it's under my name, it will be reshared amongst other pages as well as the Idiotically Armed Instagram. There's a Q&A section. So we have a couple Q&A questions that are going to come up and things of that nature, so we'll get into that later. One thing that happened, when did it happen? Where's my piece of paper? July 13th. Our illustrious GOP nominee and former President Donald Trump was shot in the ear. For people that don't know, or we haven't explained on the podcast before, me and Zach both do long-distance shooting.
That's right.
That is 100% correct. And I'm going to break down this little thing as short as possible, but we're not going to talk about the guy because he doesn't need to get any more fucking notoriety. He's a worthless piece of shit who deserved everything that he got.
The headshot was serious.
That's something fierce.
Damn.
300 Win Mag to the dome at 137 yards. That didn't feel good. Lights out.
Actually, no. The gun that they shot him with was an SR-25 in .308.
Hell yeah, brother.
145 yards away.
Let freedom ring.
It was the second sniper team that hit him.
Okay.
The guys up on top of the roof in the picture that's going around was obviously 300 Win Mag. They're set up there. They weren't the ones who took the shot. They ducked.
What, Tim?
Do you think his last thought, I just got to bring this up, do you think his last thought was, man, that's some cool air blowing through my brain?
No, I think the last thing he thought was, fuck.
I missed.
Whoops.
No, his pronouns used to be he, him, and now it's was, were.
Was, were.
A very big condolence from the Idiotically Armed family to Corey Kemper-Tor, the fire chief who ended up losing his life at Butler, Pennsylvania that day. Political violence is no necessity in this day and age. Nobody deserves any of that. But one thing I will talk about, considering that me and Zach know this very well, the Secret Service Director, Kimberly Chettel, is a dumb bitch.
I don't know if that's how we say her name.
It is Shetel. Shetel?
Sure.
Shetel?
I've heard it
Shetel?
said like 4 or 5 different
I don't
times.
know, dude. I'm just saying
Who
it.
gives a shit? Fuck her.
Whatever. She goes, the reason why we didn't have a counter sniper team on that roof specifically is due to, and her quote was, it is an aggressively sloped roof. Oh, no. It has a slope, even though when you do the math, the roof that the actual counter sniper team that shot the dude was on had a more aggressive slope than the roof that they were supposed to be on. Nonetheless...
I don't know why the hell they gave her the power to tell people who actually shoot where they should be shooting from.
Yeah, I mean...
'Cause that's stupid. She looks like she ain't picked up a pistol ever in her life.
She had to at one point just to get her job, but...
Maybe. Diversity hire.
Damn.
we know of a place that trains these type of people. It's called Blakely. It's in Blakely, Georgia. It's called the Arena Training Facility, and we've seen and watched footage and have worked closely with some of the people that do these kind of work with long distance shooting. And one of the things that are at the Arena Training Facility is the USAMU. For those who don't know what that is, that's the United States Army Marksmanship Unit, which is where they special pick Secret Service members to do long-distance shooting. One of the competitions that they do is slanted roof shots.
Not
Ain't
back
that some
shots,
shit?
though, right?
Huh?
Not back shots, though, right?
Wrong. That's the Navy.
In the Navy.
Better hope you don't have any Navy people listening.
Oh, I bet we will.
That's fine.
And I will make fun of them just as much as I make fun of my old director of operations.
I'm just saying, if you call yourself a seaman, you're bound to get made fun
He
of.
likes lots of semen. Poor Neil.
Oh, shout out to Neil. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to bring up because, you know, it's a sad fact, but if you're going to try to save your ass from your own job before you get in trouble, don't say some stupid shit that people on the internet ourselves can very much disprove.
Yeah, that was dumb. That
Yeah.
was super dumb.
It was
Like
big dumb.
Big dumb.
Yeah,
You are big dumb.
right. Zach, you want to go into the segue of what we've been dealing with and, well, what you've been dealing with for a week and a half?
Oh, my internet issues.
Oh, my God.
God, I don't even want to talk about these internet issues. So, for everybody, the last podcast episode that we did, we couldn't upload it. And the reason why we couldn't upload it or do anything here was because that night my internet decided to take a shit. And for the last 6 days, it's fixed now. But for the last 6 days, I have troubleshooted everything. I have dropped several $100s on trying to get stuff to work, just trying everything under the sun. Had one friend who kept trying to tell me to do this and that and this and that and everything under the sun, even though I've already tried it. But just to appease him, I did it. Obviously got nowhere. It turned out to be a router, which made no sense because everything else in my house worked. The only thing that did not work was my computer. Cell phones worked. IoT devices work. For those who don't know what the hell that is, your Ring doorbell cameras, your Wi-Fi lighting, smart home stuff. No, Alexa you typically connect to a regular, but it's neither here nor there. So all of that worked. All the cell phones worked. PlayStation worked. TV worked. Everything worked. But I had zero upload on my PC, and that was fantastic.
Dude, you could download fucking files of porn.
Yeah,
But-
1100 gigabit download, 004 upload, which
Oof.
really sucks to, upload podcasts or do YouTube videos or browse the web because you have to send something to the website telling it to load.
So, was it like old school dial-up levels where
No, it was
pixel
worse than
by
that.
pixel?
At least dial-up would show.
It wouldn't even load. Like, I
Yeah.
tried to log into our platforms to start uploading, and it wouldn't even do it.
So the podcast typically 500 megabytes.
Yeah.
Especially with the DJI mics that we were using on the last one.
Mhm.
About 500 megs between both of our stuff, the full thing. 41 hours.
And rising.
Man, good luck keeping it up that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
wasn't fun.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't fun. But it's fixed now. Got a new router. So now I have both routers running because the other one just didn't run the computer.
Spectrum's still shitty because they sent a whole-ass technician out here for him just to go,
No. The levels of signal coming into the house were still high and all over the place. So what he did was fixed it. It dropped my speeds down just a little bit, but it still works. I'm still getting the same speeds at my computer. I'm getting lower speeds if I plug directly into the modem. But it's fixed. It's good. Everything is back up and running the way it's supposed to be. So this will actually be posted tonight instead of having us go. And by the way, this is Saturday.
Yep. Saturday's
the day. Everybody mark that in your calendars. Saturday is the day of podcasting. Yeah.
Same day, same night. Everything will be posted. It'll probably be posted later in the night. So if you don't like to listen to it while you go to sleep, you can listen to it during the day on Sunday morning because it will be there. No problem.
Or you can bang it out on Monday through Friday and just listen to it while you work.
Yeah, we're planning big things for this podcast. That's why we have our guest. Tim, you need to start talking more. But
I'm just waiting for a good spot, man. That's all.
Well, here's your grand glory to talking. We went last. What was it? Saturday? Was it last Saturday? We went to Cars and Coffee.
Yeah,
it was
last Sunday.
Okay, Sunday. Last Sunday was the monthly Cars and Coffee in Orlando. We went. It was my first Cars and Coffee that I've been with you guys.
Yeah. You were conveniently.
You've never been to Cars and Coffee with us?
No.
Oh, that's right. You always worked.
Yeah, when I was a store manager for IDIOTICALLY, I can't say their name, but if you can kind of piece that one together, I was working every day of the week, practically.
You never even got sleep.
No.
Slept in the store.
Yeah,
sure.
A little known fact, Tim worked for me as my lead technician at IDIOTICALLY, and there was havoc that was never work with your friends because you'll never get anything done. And
those were some of the best lunch times that I have ever had.
Yeah, Zach always used to work like not too far from where I was, so he would always find a way to come to the store to heat up his lunch in my kitchen, and it was always something dumb happened in that very moment once he showed up.
Yeah, not necessarily, because there was that one time where I took over helping you move those 1,500 tires.
Screw that day.
Shout out to Avis. I'm not going to say the company that owned IDIOTICALLY, but it is one of the most largest conglomerates in New York City and owns most of the automotive business, but they suck. Send us 175 tires a day in a store that holds maybe 1,000.
I mean, actually, this is kind of a good thing to bring up from your last podcast, since you did say you wanted to get some of the guys in.
Yeah.
Seeing as how I've got a couple of stories on that, and then we can delve back into Cars of Coffee. But you want to tell them about your actual thoughts of being the real king of the kingdom with your throne and scepter,
yeah,
and, everything that you had going on.
Yeah, so I think it was a Monday morning, we got another tire shipment, and in my store we were the regional conference area for the Orlando area, so my store was bigger than any other store for space, and I had a conference room that was useless because nobody used it, so I decided to store tires in there. So I got bored one day, and I set up a tire throne, and I made a crown out of paper, and I broke a broomstick in half and made it my staff, and I wrote the king of the tires, and I sat on my throne and screamed Bo Rat references, King of the castle, ooh la la, as I was sitting in the conference. There's pictures, so many pictures and videos.
That was funny. When I got that picture, I was like, holy shit.
That's because we were bored. We didn't do anything. That store really didn't make any money.
And let's see, another good story that come out of that. Just bought a brand new pair of work boots.
Oh.
Brand new work boots. And for me, I so seldom get new clothes. So I was happy to have my new work boots. What's the first thing Matt decides to do? Here, let me take the starter fluid and draw penises on the pavement, and then draws from the penis up to my boot and lights my boot on fire. Melts my shoelaces together. Bye brand new work boots.
Hey, man, he broke them in.
Let's not start about the fact that it gets so dead at the store I would start making crystal salt meth
Oh God, the crystal. Okay, so periodically I would, go check in on Matt.
Hold please. There's 2 different buildings. So when you're at Tire Kingdom,
edit.
At Ire Ingdom, there was 2 different buildings across the parking lot. One was the shop, one was the office. So we weren't connected. So you had to walk across and come see me.
Yep. And when my side of things is the Grease Monkey would get bored, I'd go check in on Buddy Boy here, and he'd be sitting in the office. And one day I come in, and he's got his credit card out. He's got pink Himalayan salt laid out.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And he is just sitting.
Don't forget the razor blade.
Making cocaine lines, and I'm not talking like, baby hit lines.
He's trying to get fucked up off Himalayan salt.
When they say bath salts, that's not what they mean. Anyway, so he's making these big fat lines of salt, and he just keeps chopping it up finer and finer and finer and finer. Like, dude, you really have no life, do you? He goes, no, I just want to see how fine I could get this.
I was using a razor blade and a credit card to try to make cocaine refined powder out of hard crystal salts. Don't know why. Don't know what possessed me, but I just did it.
And then, so once he got bored doing that, he then decided to take a bottle cap full of that, add water to it, and then left it outside to see if he could make sheets of this.
I don't know what I was attempting to learn here.
White people.
I don't know if I was trying to get into a different business because we just weren't doing anything there, but yeah. Let's get back into the subject of...
I got one story there.
Oh, Jesus.
When I showed up there on lunch, and you're like, hey, I got a new oxyacetylene torch.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that oxyacetylene torch was used and abused like a $2 whore.
I cut a brake rotor in half with that bitch.
And you left slag on the floor that's probably still there to this day.
Yep. I quickly took that torch from him and was like, give me a big piece of metal. Walked over there, got it set properly, went to cut a brake rotor in half with that shit, and left a line in his concrete because concrete doesn't like heat.
No, it cracks.
It does not like fire.
Finished
I
or
know
not
that
finished,
because I've
like
had concrete explode in my face using torches for plumbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Not only that, Tim, what's the proper procedure for PPE when you go and use an oxyacetylene torch?
It's not to look at the flame.
No. First and foremost, I gotta ask. I mean, granted, I know the answer to this, but for sarcasm's sake, what's PPE?
Personal protective equipment.
Oh, that's
you would know
protective equipment.
You would know this if you took the OSHA course like you were supposed to.
Okay, let's face it. Every day with me, an OSHA manual explodes. So we'll just go there.
Yeah,
Ire Ingdom would owe a lot of money to OSHA if they came rolling through that store.
You used to walk up 3-story long tire racks barefooted up the rack just to put a tire away. So yeah, I could see that.
Yep, OSHA manual just poof gone. But no, yeah, it's definitely not look at the flame as it's cutting a signpost left from another construction company.
God damn, you're an idiot.
Yeah, we did that, and then you put a piece of slag through your foot on that one.
Did I?
Yeah, you got it through your boot like a dummy.
Yeah.
Your brand new work boots?
No, this was his old ones.
This was after he torched my brand new boots.
So these boots that you're talking about, these are the replacement boots for the ones that were literally talking?
Yes.
That you showed up to your first day at work in?
Yes.
I was his boss. Who the hell was he going to impress?
Definitely not anybody there, that's for sure.
It was me. What the fuck? He only came to work back at Ire Ingdom because of me.
Yep.
But the funniest thing that I would have to say happened in the store would be my Get Right stick. The Do Better stick.
Oh, God, Javi caught that stick every day.
He could probably attest for it, but yeah, I had a stick, which was a broomstick. I broke in half over my knee because one of my associates just aggravated me so much, and I took it out on a broomstick.
The other person that caught it every day, Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler caught that stick. Literally, I actually had to lock doors to
Stop me from beating people.
So what you're telling me is never to work with you.
No.
Because you hit me with a get right stick, and I'm going to shove that get right stick up your ass.
No. It's not don't work with me. It's don't do stupid shit that costs me money, or I'm going to break my foot off in your ass. And I didn't like to break my ankle, so I broke my fucking stick off in their ass.
You went through 4 or 5 different broom handles.
Man.
Yeah. I did do that.
You're talking about costing money, and you're costing money to the company.
It was either that or I'm punching a hole in the wall, so...
You're not punching shit.
Well, yeah, I used to chase people around with my get right stick.
That was funny.
Yeah, I would... And
I would see that driving past sometimes.
Call me abusive, call me whatever you want, but guess what? They never did it again.
It made the day go by.
No, bullshit. They always did it again.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I chase people around with the get right stick. I think it's still there. I hope it is.
Probably not. But segueing back to Cars and Coffee.
Yeah.
Unless you guys have some more
No,
stories.
we're good. We're good. So to segue back into Cars and Coffee, what were you gonna say?
Not entirely sure just as of yet, honestly.
What?
Well, you're the one who brought up Cars and Coffee.
Okay, what's the pause? What do you need?
I paused so we could get a segue into that.
Well, you clap like a bitch.
Yeah, don't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Better.
Good job, Tim. Okay, we might leave that in. We might not. I don't know. But to Cars and Coffee, last Sunday we went to Cars and Coffee in Orlando. It was my first time going.
I can't even believe that.
We went, Zach. We've been in a we were in a
maybe
car
I'm
group.
getting it mixed up because we always went to car meets, and I genuinely thought that you had at least been to one Cars and Coffee with me. I would have got you a little fucking present for coming with us for the first time.
You still can.
Ever.
You still can.
No, man, it's been a week.
What?
Sorry, bitch.
What?
You got fucked.
This is bullshit.
Your present was doing this on my PC.
Yeah, that's a valid point. But yeah, it was my first time going. I'm a night person when it comes to car stuff. You can also, yeah, we don't morning stuff that early, mind you. I got woken up by Zach 6:50 in the morning.
You're welcome.
Then woken up again at 7:15.
Where he promptly decided to lie to me and say, "Nah, man, I've been up." Like still scratching the sleep out of his fucking eyes and shit.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. He calls me. He goes, "Hey, you up?" Yep. And he's like, okay. Calls me 15 minutes later.
He answered that phone like he had been up for 2 hours, except for the fact that I have called him multiple times at that kind of time, and I know how he sounds when he's been awake for a while, and how he sounds when he literally just opened up his eyes with panic shooting out of his ass.
Yeah, it's usually for something important, and it's usually Zach calling me 4 times and going, what the fuck? Why aren't you here?
The better question is, how in the fuck did I make it there before all of y'all?
That's what I'm wondering, dude, because you're going to be late to your own fucking funeral.
Yeah.
Dude, if between your half-hour dumps and between that and the fact that we have now for a long time learned that if you say, yeah, I'll be in there in an hour, you're going to be there 3 hours from now.
A run off nigga time.
Yeah, you definitely run off of that.
Shout out to Kayshawn.
Yep.
But... yeah,
I learned from the best.
But you know what the worst part is, though? If it's your thought, your plan, nobody had better be late. You had best be there.
No, because I'm always late to my own plans.
you are so full of shit. You know how many times you've yelled at me when it's your plan?
No, I'm typically late to my own plans. Because I
Yeah,
get yelled at
yeah.
by Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel yells at me regularly.
Right. Hashtag I'm now newly single.
But it was funny. Rachel...
Drop a comment.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yeah. You know who you are.
She probably will listen to this. This is not going to end well.
You signed your own death.
$10 says she promotes it.
I mean, maybe.
Well, she did to the first one.
Yeah, well, that just happened. So
It was 2
we're
days
not going to
after.
stay on this subject for too long because I don't need that kind of stress in my life.
Hey, bud, you're the one that opened your yap. And
Yeah,
I was hoping
you
it
had
would-
to. You had to run your suck hole, so now you get to deal with it.
I was hoping that would stay in, like, it would slide under the radar, but obviously I fucking
Surprise, motherfucker.
I slid into a piece of glass.
But yeah, Rachel and I pulled up there, and she's like, "Are we the first ones here?" And I'm like, "I think so."
But the good thing is that where we were meeting was like 5 minutes from, not even 2 minutes from where I was. So I knew that I had.
You
this
literally
this
had
was
to pull out of your neighborhood, bust a U-turn, and boom, you were there.
not even. I just pull out of my
you
neighborhood,
got
make
there
a left.
quick,
That's
and
it.
then we were just waiting on Tim and his woman to show up, and then as soon as they pulled up, we hauled ass.
Tim, your bunions scare me. Your
Actually, that reminds me, wasn't your father supposed to show up?
Yes. Dad was supposed my dad was supposed to come, but he ended up staying up all night, didn't sleep, and was worrying about where am I going to park the van. So, because of his lack of sleep, he did not show.
I thought it would have been the
Well, it would have
proposition.
been nice to have Bob there.
Yeah.
It would.
Good old Bob.
He'll make it to one of them, I'm sure.
Bob might be 75, 4.
My Dad's almost 80.
Holy shit.
If he isn't 80.
That's crazy because that man biked a hell of a distance.
Yeah, that did happen. But, you know, he might be old as shit, but he's a part of the group.
He is.
He has some good commentary, and he makes some funny jokes sometimes. He's soft-spoken, but he makes some funny jokes.
Spending a lot of time around truckers working on rigs, you'll tend to pick up a sense of humor.
So, Cars and Coffee was great. Zach did some filming. We have some stuff that's going to come out as a short soon.
Yeah, I'm putting together a short actively, so it should turn out pretty good.
Yeah. We saw some exotics. They were nice. I saw some pretty nice cars that nobody thought that I thought was nice, but I was like, ooh, look, a Mercedes Black Series. And everybody's like, oh, it's just a fucking Mercedes. I'm like, no, that's a very fast Mercedes.
That's boo-boo.
Just because it has the 3 points on it doesn't mean dick. You know what I was more impressed by? The actual, DeLorean.
That's because it's a movie car.
Yes, but you know what? How often you see?
How often do you see DeLoreans show up to Cars
I'll
and
give you
Coffee?
I'll give you one that impressed me from the American market was the Corvette that had the hydro rear wing. I've never seen that a day in my life that somebody physically made a hydraulic moving rear wing for downforce and different aero as it's driving.
Oh, they sell those.
No, this guy made it.
Yeah, he might have made it, but yeah, they sell those.
I know, that's
type
been
of thing
around
is
for-
on all the supercars now. You can adjust the level.
This was like a 2004 Corvette. But also Jesus be with you, my child.
Damn
Yeah.
allergies.
Damn it, Florida. So yeah, we did that, and so now we're gonna move into the Q&A section because man, is this colorful! And whoever asked some of these questions, some of them aren't even questions. One of them is just a fucking statement, and I don't even know how to respond to it. But you're on the wrong channel, my man.
People don't listen very well.
No,
it's
it's-
a Q&A, not a S&A.
Statement. Well, there's no A to a statement. What are you gonna answer?
Oh, you can.
I'm gonna.
My
It's S and
answer
R.
is you're a moron.
S and R. One of the questions was, and I'm assuming it's for me because out of the people that have many jobs, it would have been mine. Why do you have so many jobs? I'm assuming that's mine.
Actually, that could be incorrect. Well, it would be yours because I haven't had many jobs. But I was about to say, Tim's got us beat in the job market.
I never introduced Tim being the guest on this episode, so I don't think it was for Tim, but
No, you didn't. You didn't have. It was a potentially in the future. It wasn't discussed for this. So yeah, it's probably for you, but yeah, definitely in the job market.
you're
I
older
treat
than me.
Jobs like I do underwear.
Yeah, you're
So-
older than me. That's normal. But we're also in the same field. I've been a mechanic my entire life. I've been a mechanic since I was 10 years old. But people don't realize, the more you learn in a dealership, whether it be either a dealership or aftermarket, no matter where your field is, you're versatile when you look at the job and the resume. Not to make this boring or anything, but that's the reason why. Is because I wanted to learn the entire business from front to back, from finance to car sales to repairs to selling the repairs to managing the entire shop. It makes it easier for me to then go to any place USA and go, hey, look at my resume. And I mean, it's proven itself in the past that it does not take me long to get a job. It does not take me long to get a job that pays me very well. So
yeah, the one thing I will say is you are really good at finding jobs, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very easy with the finding jobs, and I've only been fired twice. I've had 17 jobs, and I've been only fired twice. And the 2 times I got fired one was something really dumb that I caught somebody doing something, and it was the owner, and he didn't like me catching him doing something with money that didn't make.
Was that the one that was before this?
That one too? No. This is when you went to go look at the yellow Corvette that I completely rebuilt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. That one I got fired from. It was like an auto auction repair place. I don't even think they're in a business anymore, but I was rebuilding cars, and I was doing the bookkeeping for the shop. And the bookkeeping for the shop, when I kept the books, I found that there was like money going missing. So I brought it up to my boss, and he kind of hushed me. And then I was like, okay. So I looked deeper. I should have kept my nose out of it. But
yeah, you should have mind your own.
I tried to keep my nose out of it, but I couldn't. So I just kept going. And then I found out that he was taking money and skimming it off the top. So he fired me when he found that out.
God damn.
The last place that I worked was supposed to be this holy Christian like style automotive repairs facility.
You talking about the one that was ran by the kid?
Yeah. The manager of the entire store is a 21-year-old who has no automotive experience other than the fact that he worked at Advanced for 2.5 years, and he doesn't speak that much English.
People in Advance have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
No, dude. They ask me which do I need. What is my car 4-wheel drive or not for windshield wipers? Like, you shouldn't run a automotive repair facility for one. And the bad part about that store was that he asked me to help him manage the store as a technician. So, other than that, the reason why I got as many jobs as I did is because I worked my way up the ladder to get to the highest position that I possibly can to ask for more money. That's the end of the game. Was it?
I feel that.
You work up the ladder.
I've been steadily staying at the exact same spot. I always have long-term jobs, and it's aggravating because the way you're doing it, you make a lot more money. The way I'm doing it, you get stuck.
Yeah, it is. It's like I have high goals. Zach has high goals. We have very expensive hobbies, and I'm going to chase down the paper as fast as I possibly can to make the most money. That's the goal. Tim just tries to be alive.
Yeah.
Tim's like, I need money. I don't care if I got a show leg in the corner.
Well, I mean,
hey, OBT strippers, I'm coming for you.
$20 is $20, you know. What happens behind the dumpster? Well, hey, that stays behind the dumpster.
Especially when it's behind a 7-Eleven. But to segue into the next question, this one's for Zach, is why does Zach sound so mad all the time?
I sound mad because I have resting bitch face, and I try to project that resting bitch face into the mic, as Tim put it earlier today.
Yeah.
I'm not mad.
No.
I just sound mad, but I'm not mad.
Oh, no.
I'm very monotone.
Yes.
You will definitely know when Zach's mad. That also tends to end up lending itself to somebody getting the crap knocked out of them.
Yeah, I try to stay in my happy place because I have a really bad temper. So I only keep people around me that are upbeat. And if you're not upbeat, I'm going to try to help you. But if you stay not upbeat,
you get in a boot.
I'm going to tell you to go fuck up a rope.
Go piss in the wind.
Yeah.
The next person anonymously asked, can we be friends? I mean, if I knew who the hell you were, I don't think me and Zach would have an issue with being friends with you.
It depends.
I don't know who you are.
I mean,
so
the group always does kind of tend to grow and shrink.
That's because we do exactly what he says. People stay around with positive attitudes, and then they bring us their bullshit into our space, and then it's
And I
like,
go, yeet.
goodbye. It's
Be
going.
gone, wench. I am no longer in need of your services.
It's going, gone.
But I would say out of that question, probably anything's realistically possible. So
Scientifically speaking,
It
maybe.
depends. How big of titties do you have?
Are you man or woman?
the first question out of the gate that you think to ask is
Yep.
that.
But
What's
Really?
the size of your rack?
here's the better question: Are you a man? Are you a woman? Or are you a man that says you're a woman?
And canceled.
I don't give a fuck.
I doubt any of that is gonna happen with us.
I mean, if you're
It's probably somebody that we know that we're already friends with that is just fucking with us.
probably. The next one is the whole stupid statement one that I have no idea how you've landed on our page, ended up on my Q&A, or said any of this dumb shit that didn't make any sense.
You are dumb.
You are big dumb. Guns are bad and should be illegal. Biden 2024. I hope you're a friend of ours that's just fucking with us, but if you are this person, stop listening. I don't have a gun to your head. I'm not telling you to listen to our podcast that involves firearms or our YouTube that involves firearms a lot.
You are another one. Be gone, wench. We
Yeah.
are no longer in need of your services.
No one tells you to listen to our podcast and put in your 2 cents. If you don't like it, go listen to like tree-hugging fairy shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm not telling you have to watch us. If you don't like us, then fuck off.
Tree hugging fairy shit. Really?
Yep.
I mean, what else am I going to
Tofu farting fairies.
Yeah, there we go. or better yet, musically, Yoko Ono. There you
Yeah,
go. There's-
screaming.
Whatever the hell you just said, gesundheit.
Yoko Ono, for those who are unaware, because this is a younger generation, that is John Lennon's former wife, who was a Japanese superstar in Japan, but since she came to America and she was an activist for
That's
peace.
what I think of that. Sorry, Tim.
Yeah, she was an activist for peace during Vietnam, and she was a crazy woman. I don't know who asked this. This one's another. Ew. Brother, ew. Bro, what came out of you, man? Zach just farted.
Yo, I reeked up this room and Tim got a face full. He
Hashtag.
just stuffed a pillow under my head.
I mean, look, that's the best I could do to stem the tide right there, man. It's just little Dutch boy
I got
in
you.
the
I'll come out the front.
Dutch fucker. Dutch rudder. Dude, he could have Dutch up into you if you had the blanket over you. That would have been horrible.
Hey, you want to know a trick how to make them do it themselves?
What?
Say, I bet I can spit on the ceiling, wait for them to pull the blanket up over the head,
And then
crack
send
it
it.
loose.
Full send.
Tim's tech tips.
Send that bitch just like I sent a rod in the motor.
R.I.P. Your R1.
Yeah.
Twice.
Shit happens. Man, that was the most expensive 14 miles I think I ever rode.
We did the math.
About
It was
$102 a mile.
Yeah, the
You
next
gotta
one.
get better odds, man. Sorry.
Better odds, man. I just need to start replacing shit instead of trying to fix it.
You need to go get a 4-leaf clover is what you need to do.
I need to go take a dumpy. That's what I need to do.
You need to take a second and hold that in.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? No.
Okay. Oh, he farted again. He won't do it to me because that's a hate crime. You can't gas a Jew twice.
Yes, I can.
Don't
Watch
do
me.
it. Don't you? That's
I'll,
not.
I'll do it 4 times.
that is
5
not-
times. 6 times.
That's not a
Hate
challenge.
crimes, you get a hate crime. You get a hate crime. You get a hate crime. Everybody gets a hate crime.
That's not a challenge.
Oh, it is for him.
The next question is, when is Matt going to get a project car? I currently have a project car, kind of.
No, you don't.
It's my daily.
That's not even define. What is your definition of project?
What have you
car?
done to that Mazda?
Exhaust.
You didn't do that. You bought it like that.
So not a project car. When you're
Just
starting
like I can't say
I
I
have
have,
a
a project car because my Camaro was done by somebody else.
No, I have a lip sitting at the shop that I'm going to end up putting on it. I want to put wheels on it, and I want to put bags on it.
okay, when you're
That's a project.
when you're
Tim has project
no, when
cars.
you're at my
project-
level.
Project Motors. He's got this motor that he's been trying to work on for the better part of like 3 or 4 years.
What-
It's
and
not
that's-
done
that-
once.
That is the true sadness of the project. When the Harbor Freight jack stands turns to rust, you know your project's been sitting too long.
Yeah. You've been building that 350 small block for 4 cars now.
Hey, but tunnel ram.
Yes,
But you gotta. But the funny part about that tunnel ram is you only have one carb.
and it's not even the right size car.
Nope.
Get fucked, noob.
Yeah, for the car people that are in this, they know. But for the car people that don't know, tunnel ram makes things look cool. Just Google it.
Google it.
It works.
Google it.
But no, when you're to truly be at like project car status, bro, you got to be replacing floor pans.
Hey, Tim.
No, that's
building
because you're
quarter
poor.
panels. Okay, and that still counts as a project.
Hey, Tim.
Yes.
Nobody cares.
We used to pick the rust.
God damn. Yeah. You know, if nobody cares, why am I here, bro?
Be gone, Wedge.
Okay, all right. Listen, we're not kicking out the first guest. God damn it, not a good look.
I couldn't kick him out. I am stuck with this man for life.
He's like herpes; he won't go away. Or
No, he went away for a while.
or HPV. But
No, I thought we already had this conversation. HPV can be gone with one shot.
right.
I don't think so.
To Tim?
I don't think that's correct.
As the news would say it. Back to you, Tim.
Oh yeah, great segue, Matt. Thank you.
No, it is whatever.
Taps papers, you know.
Yeah. The next question is really dumb, but we're going to just send it because it's a question. Zach, can you build me a house? And this is formatted not from me. This is from someone on the internet.
Yeah, so no. I'm not building you shit. And no, I'm not building you shit. And
If anybody,
no, I don't think I'm building you shit. Oh, well, it depends. Do you have a big rack?
or at least
No,
a big
I'm not building
pocketbook.
anybody a house
I don't
until
think
my house is built.
you don't even, well, we're not even at that stage yet, but I'm just
You're
saying,
100% right, which says what?
you ain't building shit. So
Circle back to point A.
I think maybe the question should have been format, Zach, can you build a house?
Can I build a house? I could do a majority of it. I could lay the foundation. I can lay the block. I can, as much as I hate it, frame it up. I hate framing. I will never do framing.
You know what I just heard? I heard the sound of a bone breaking as you tried to pat yourself on the back. That's what
Hey.
I heard.
They asked.
They ask, they shall receive.
Ask
So
and
the,
you shall receive.
the answer to the question
I can do all
is
the plumbing and all the electrical.
pretty much everything, but probably putting on the outside of it,
What do you mean putting on?
like the outside exterior.
What, like stucco?
Oh no, you do stucco.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Yeah, I could do about 70% of a house on my own.
okay.
It would take a hell of a long time, but I could.
That would hurt.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Sorry.
So
Sorry to whoever asked that question.
get fucked. And then somebody asked favorite friend moment.
Oh fuck.
Who wants to lead this one off? Because this is one where we could go through some stories on.
There's
We're gonna give 2 stories per person, whoever we're talking about.
Okay.
I don't care who leads; it doesn't matter to me.
well, I guess I'll start. So I don't know. Should I do one for each? One for each of y'all?
No, we could do 2
Because
for
I know,
each.
that
That might get a.
I know what one of my favorite friend moments was well, I know 2 for Tim for sure. One of them hurt a lot, but you know, it made us closer. Kind of.
I mean, we could-
things that you allow friends to do in the back of your car.
Yeah, so I was getting
Preference the year, and this is not.
Oh, this was like 15 years ago.
And no names. Do not use names. That's all I'm
not
saying.
going. You don't have to tell me that, motherfucker.
I'm talking about Tim.
I ain't trying to talk about any other females.
Well,
I got
mean,
one right
in
there.
fairness, the chick we did call her
Beaver.
Beaver. So
Beaver.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So yeah, so I was getting some head in the back of Tim's wagon
Just
while
like
we were
any
driving
normal
around.
Tuesday.
Kayshawn was sitting in the back seat, and we were in the very back hatch, and I was,
What kind of car was it?
Mitsubishi station wagon.
1994 Mitsubishi Diamante wagon. My first car.
Yeah, it was a nice car. So that was happening, and all the times I had smacked Tim in the sack or beat him with whatever because, he asked for it.
We're
and
not
he still
abusive.
continues to ask for it every time he fucking talks.
I swear we're not abusive.
Yeah, we're not abusive.
Yeah, you got friends like y'all. Who needs enemies?
Hey, but you know what? If either one of y'all called me and needed help, Tim's already experienced this because I
Yep.
beat the fuck out of somebody for him.
Yep. Oh God, was that?
We're not.
that-
It was in Mexico.
Well, yeah,
No, it wasn't in Mexico, motherfucker. You know exactly who you are in Port Orange, you little piece of shit.
God damn.
Well, I mean, look,
I'm admit to that crime.
statute of limitations has probably run out on that by now.
Yeah, if he
so-
didn't steal Tim's damn marriage money, he wouldn't have got what he got.
You mean honeymoon money?
Yep.
There you
Yeah,
go.
marriage money. It's all the fucking same, is it not?
Okay, back to the friend moment. You were
But,
getting head in the back of
yeah.
a wagon.
So getting head in the wagon, and this son of a bitch decides to speed up, and then right as she was going down, he slammed on the brakes, and she swallowed the whole goddamn thing, and with her mouth closed, pulled back up.
That's how you take the
Now-
foreskin off.
Now at that time, terrible. After 15 years later, that story never gets old.
It does
Not one bit.
And you know what's still the look? It will be in my brain.
Bitch, lips.
It will be in my brain till the day I die. It was such a pleasing, just satisfying moment of looking in my rearview mirror and seeing Zach in my roof with the look of horror, shock, and pain. It was just such a glorious, glorious moment.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, that was
For
probably
you. It was great
Yeah.
for me.
No,
Yeah,
it-
everybody
more
else in
than
the
2
car
days.
was laughing their ass off, except for us in the back.
Just a side note, real quick. I have to ask: how does one get head with friends in car?
Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do.
Well, I mean, it starts out with me automobile, a Sue automobile. Just don't stain my interior because
He's the one who brought it up.
so she did it?
I just said, fuck it.
Well, they kept getting hot and heavy in the back seat. I'm like, look, I got a wagon. If y'all gonna do it, just go back there. I'll turn the radio up, and next thing you hear, down comes the zipper. You know?
What's the second one? What's the next story?
So the next one would be all of the times that I have been in vehicles with Tim.
Oh God,
and,
no!
And the times that we have experienced Tim's cars breaking down. So
Which
there was
happens
one
a
in
lot.
Ponte Vedra that was really awesome.
Oh yeah,
And it was where I Dukes of Hazzard that motherfucker. He had a stepside C10 pickup that had broke down on the side of the road, and we managed to get it in the grass where it promptly died. And once we got whatever was going on back up and running, I pushed the truck so we could get it started. And as we get it started, he takes off, and I'm running after this truck full speed.
Slave
'Cause-
feet came into effect.
Yeah, because I could not have him stop because it might not go again. So he sent it, and I jumped into the back of the fucking truck, and as he was busting a U-turn, drifting in the grass, I am running up to the back of the truck and swinging my ass from the back in through the passenger window.
Oh, I want
And
you-
he was just finishing up the drift as I made it into the cab and was like, "Hey, look at this shit." And he was like, "Yo, that was the coolest fucking shit I've ever seen."
We've done a lot.
We have done a lot of car shit.
Yes. we
Yeah.
have. Let's see. You want to go into the next one, Matt? Because I mean,
Well,
I've
no,
got
because I still got 2 for Matt.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got 2 for me. Fuck you.
when it comes around, I've got like 4 that just popped into my head off of that one story. But
Oh, God.
go ahead.
Oh
So-
Jesus.
As far as Matt, great friend moments was actually after one of his breakups. He
Which
showed up
one?
at my shop. I believe it was
College? Is that the one where it was like? What car? What car was I driving?
it's not what car you were driving, it's what car I was driving, my WRX.
Oh, okay. So this was when I had my Mustang.
Also, can I
Yes,
say?
you still had your Mustang.
Oh, okay.
Also,
and you were with Kay.
Ah, yes. Wonderful, horrible situation. I should
So
have never
he-
done.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I gotta say, Matt, if you have to ask the question which one, it might be time to evaluate some things.
Shut
Anyway.
up, Tim. I know.
Nah,
you are
just like the
fucking
Ludacris song, homie. I got hoes in different area codes.
You know that.
Swinging this dick
Southern
like a low jack.
hospitality, northern exposure.
I got this
Hoe
dick in
riding on the
different
West
area
Coast.
codes as well as I swing this dick like a low jack. Fuck. No.
I got nothing for that.
I
Continue.
doing
But
the Lord's work.
But they broke up, and he was having a really bad time. And I invited him over to the shop because I was doing some work on my old WRX.
Hindsight is
and
2020.
He came out there. We had a very good conversation. He helped me work on that.
Is
Kinda
that where we were
made
pulling the
him-
tranny?
No. This is when I was installing the AOS.
Oh yeah.
I was
Okay.
installing the rear
Another-
transmission mount,
Another late
doing
night
the-
shop night.
the rear dog bone arm for the
That's right.
rear motor mount.
Yeah, because there was a few times I worked on the Rex.
Yeah. So that was probably one of our closest moments. We don't really
Aw.
have. And the other moments would be all of the times that we went shooting, doing all of the prior YouTube videos. That, like, going and doing that and just being goofy fucking morons, like, you can't ask for a better friendship between these two fucks.
That's
As much as I hate
cute.
both of y'all, I love you both.
Fuck you.
Hate you too, but
Haha, it's on record.
passion.
I don't give a fuck
It's-
if it's on record.
But love you too, man.
I wouldn't have it any other way with you two spit fucks sitting on my couches.
No homo. I love you. I'm wearing socks.
Only homos say no homo.
All right, so that goes into mine. We obviously talked about when Tim worked with me, but no, my one of my favorite moments was when I first met Tim. First time I ever met Tim was because Zach's buddy had traded his car. Was because his buddy traded his car, and we needed to go and pick the vehicle up. And Tim was tasked to drive said WRX. And I was set to go and sit with Tim in said car and drive it, which is Zach's WRX, all the way back to his house. Tim doesn't know how to drive new manual vehicles. He's only owned shitbox cars. So something, I don't know, what was that, a dual clutch? What was that?
No, single clutch.
Single clutch, but
was single. That was a stock clutch. That
That-
was before I put the competition stage 2 clutch in.
yeah, so
not hard to drive.
no, it was just a stock WRX for driving at least.
Easier to drive than his current Hemi is.
Right. So he not only spun the clutch,
He's the reason I had to replace it.
yeah, he spun
You're
the clutch.
welcome. I gave you a reason to
You're
get
a
a
real
performance
cunt.
upgrade. You're
You're
welcome.
a fucking cunt.
Yeah,
I
that-
didn't need that performance upgrade. I wasn't pushing enough torque to need a new clutch.
Well, it didn't help that you spun it when you tried to back up when we were at that.
My car.
Yeah,
And it really didn't help when you sunk it.
that was the BRZ.
No, that was my FRS.
Oh, that
my
was the
FRS
FRS.
is the car I turned into a boat.
Yeah,
Yes.
the USS mini dinghy. Yeah. Only that car could get sunk in a puddle. But back to that. Yeah, Tim spun the clutch, hit a curb, then hit a parking stump in the matter of less than 45 minutes, and then proceeded to let... And Zach knew I could drive a stick, but he didn't know me well enough yet, so he was like, nah, Tim can do it. And then when we got back to the house, I told Zach, he's like, why the fuck didn't I let you drive?
Did you draw dicks on this?
No. Maybe. Did I draw dicks on that? Oh, yeah, that looks like a dick. That's totally a dick. I don't even know. Whoops. I was just tracing stuff on the paper clip.
That's a big head.
Ooh, looks like a lipstick. Second favorite Tim moment was probably when he had his piece of shit Camaro.
Which one?
The fucking green one. Green and black one with the flames.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
80.
Yeah, that one. When, you had the electrical issues and the fucking thing caught on fire. That was great. That was a fucking wonderful moment. Then you had Zach and me show up to the house, try to fix your electrical problems, and we're like, bro, what the fuck did you do? Everything's everywhere. We couldn't fix shit. Okay. So we couldn't fix nothing. But my favorite Zach moment, probably. Probably.
God, I want to hear this.
Oh man. Well, I mean, every time you shit with the door open, it's great.
That's not a favorite moment.
No, but it makes for a hilarious conversation when I'm screaming at the toilet.
Absolutely.
But
there ain't
no.
nothing better than shitting in your own house with the door open and all of your friends piled up on the couch to smell your shit and listen to you talk.
Mind you, the bathroom
Maybe
is
hear a fart or two.
maybe 5 feet away from the living room. So if you look behind the couch, you could definitely see you pooping.
Hey, man, it's just like I told you guys back whenever you first came in. You have a 50-50 shot whether you're going to see me sitting on my couch butt-ass naked or half closed.
Oh.
Or clothed.
This reminds me, this is my favorite moment. Zach, you sleep like a fucking rock. Nothing can wake you. A nuke could go off and you wouldn't wake up. But the slightest thing that enters your home, you will wake up instantaneously, and you are not going for less than lethal. You are going for lethal force only. Just like...
Stop sitting here and farting on me. Damn it.
Just like these two fucking idiots. Less than lethal? I think not.
I'll show you less than lethal.
Who needs pepper spray when you just have Zach's ass?
I'd hate to see what your gas bill would look like.
Hitler never asked to gas the Jews. He asked for a glass of juice. I'm Jewish. But yeah, so Rachel would call me because you're late for something. Doesn't matter. I don't know what it was.
Late. Nigga time.
Yep. You were late for something, and she would call me because I lived the closest to come knock on you or come in the house because she'd tell me the door's unlocked. And I would, the first time I did it, it was great. Walked in, and then I thought to myself for a second because your bedroom door was closed. And I go, if I open this door, I may be greeted with a 556 ringing out. Or I'm going to grab a pillow off the couch, I'm going to slightly open the door, and I'm going to chuck it at him as I'm continuously calling his phone, which is on silent. So, yep, that throwing the pillow at you and then you waking up gun ready was like probably my favorite moment. Then ever since then, I just knock on the outside window.
Yeah, that's
and
the smartest idea.
still opens the window. Mind you, the man sleeps naked. So if you ever do decide to make a really stupid decision and break into this man's home, the last thing you're going to see is a swing and dang. All right? You're going to see one hell of a dick.
Dick swinging and lights off.
This is what's going to happen.
You're going to see a lot of dick, meat, and fucking death because you ain't leaving alive. But
I don't let men look at my dingus like that.
But
so if you see my dingus, you got to go.
Yeah, so I just, even when I knocked on the window the first time, you opened the window naked and had your gun in your hand because you gave no fucks. But you were awake, so win-win. But no, my second favorite moment probably have to be something. Oh, the car meet.
Which one?
I drive.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to go into super detail, but this kid was running his cocksucker with
No. I got another one. When we chased down those kids at the car.
Oh my god!
Yep.
Oh yeah, we were running.
That's a little more legal.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that one. Yeah, I had my police truck, which it wasn't a police truck. It just had sirens and lights that I definitely were not legal. But my lifted F-150, and Zach had his old SS Camaro, and we were at a parking lot, and some dude in a 350Z started running his suck hole, and his buddy was hanging out of his passenger door, screaming, "Fuck you guys," and all this other profanity, and he was threatening us, and he was going to do something about it, and blah, blah, blah. So me and Zach, being the retards that we are, we said, well,
oh, really?
Oh, you just fucked with the wrong block, homie. We going to put that shit to the test.
We were essentially security for that car meet.
That car meet used to get fucked with a lot, so we came always packing. Legally, but we always came packing. So we chased these two idiots down. Now, mind you, we never revealed our firearms, not once, but we definitely chased these dudes down, which they thought they got away until they met the red light. And me and Zach hop out in the middle of traffic and go knock on these dudes' window.
Yeah, people, they were shitting bricks.
Yeah, they didn't
Hard,
realize.
because of course I'm the hot-headed one, so I jump out. Matt's like, "Oh fuck, Zach's going."
Time for me to leave. I gotta go too.
This segues really well into one of the stories for me.
Okay, well we'll get to you. Y'all keep that in mind.
Yeah, I jump in my truck. I'm hopping curbs, medians, and shit because I had a lifted F-150. I box this dude in. Zach gets on the side of him, opens the door. Dude's like stuck between traffic and doesn't know what to do. Shit or eat a banana. So he's like, oh, I fucked up.
You fucked up real good.
He's
I said some choice words to him, told him if he shows his face here again, I was going to break his fucking lip. And we sent them and all of their fucking fruitcake asses on.
Yeah, and they never came back. Never
Showed their face.
That was probably my one and only moment that I was like, damn, we about to get into a fight. Hell yeah, I'm down for
I'm
it.
all for it.
I was
Let's
ready.
go.
I was ready to start.
I would much rather put hands on a motherfucker than shoot them.
Oh yeah, no.
100%. I don't want to ever have to shoot anybody.
We trained for this.
I would love to just beat the fuck out of them and them live another day.
We have a buddy who is, pull the gun happy, and we've had many conversations that's your last resort. If you're gonna pull it, use it. And if you're gonna pull it, it better be
for
fucking
a good
worth it.
Goddamn reason.
You don't pull it on someone who's stupid.
The amount of headache that you're gonna deal with afterwards is crazy.
They're going to look at your butthole at the police station. Don't do it.
I've experienced it. It's not fun.
Yeah. Nuts and butts.
Nuts and butts.
Lift up your balls. Bend
Cough.
over.
Cough.
I'm gonna spray your asshole down.
Before you pull
Make sure
that
you don't
gun,
got crabs.
Yeah. Before you pull that gun, just take that thought in the back of your head. Do I want to cough with my butthole spread?
Yeah, it's not a fun time at all.
But with Tim, my favorite moment would probably be the Camaro. Yanking fucking chunks of that piece of shit Camaro apart. Every time Tim would buy a piece of shit box, the first thing me and Zach would do is stick our fingers through it.
Every rust hole. Oh, hey, look, Tim, I found a new hole. Pick. Stop it. You're just making it bigger. Leave it alone.
And then, that would probably be my favorite time was that Camaro when you when you brought that Camaro around and you had no exhaust. None.
Nope. None.
None exhaust. Your starter didn't work.
Dumbass left his fucking hood unpinned.
Oh, God. And then the hood flew up and cracked the windshield. It had one seat.
No, it had all of the seats.
No, it did.
Oh, yeah, that one
It
did
have all
the
the seats.
They just weren't held in they were held in
with
gum and
That's
dreams.
right. Sometimes you'd hit the gas and you might end up in the back seat.
Yeah.
They were there.
They were held together with Hubba Bubba and hopes and dreams.
I love Tim's optimism because he'd be like, at least the back window ain't broken. Be like,
just all the seals were gone and it was barely being held in.
And you have to use a screwdriver to start it because you have to arc the starter.
Oh, God, that. I forgot I had to
crawl under it.
He didn't have to arc the starter. He was a moron and he pinched the wire
in the bell housing.
Well, no.
In the bell housing of his transmission.
The whole reason I had to rewire that is because the column stopped working right.
Yeah,
so I would have to arc the starter.
Yeah, I remember we went to, this is when Tim was single. I remember we went to a club and I was like, Tim, what are you going to do if you get a girl? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, what are you going to crawl? Hold on, baby. Give me a minute. Let me crawl in and start my car.
Hey, it is what it is. She'll either stick or she'll get.
Yeah. Well, but But no, that Camaro, my favorite moment was getting the phone call about you throwing it in a pond. Remember when he let it loose and he was pulling it out of the shop manually and it kept going?
No, see, I wasn't there to watch it, but I definitely received photos of it after the fact.
Yeah, he the same Ire Ingdom, he was pulling it and we have a slope outside of the shop, so it was downhill.
And a tiny little retention pond at the end of said slope.
With a curb. He pulls it out manually without turning it on or anything because he just wanted to move it. And sure enough, it gained momentum. Tim couldn't get to it fast enough to get in it and stop it. And nature stopped it for him. Jumped a curb, went into retention pond, and then he had to use the shop truck to drag it out.
Yep.
That was my favorite moment.
Hey, I got it back, though.
And had to then crawl under it, swampy water and all, to start it.
Yep.
No shame.
Nope.
But he had some pretty...
Boy's got zero shame.
Nope, does not give a fuck. One thing Tim is good for is not giving a fuck, but being optimistic at the same time.
It keeps me sane.
Yeah.
There's at least that. It does keep me sane.
Yeah. What's your favorite moments, Tim?
Okay, well, let's see. You guys touched on the car show. I got one from the mall. And that first car. Let's see, Zach moment. We're driving by the mall, and yet another car that had broken exhaust. And we're driving by, and we hear this group of kids go, "Oh yeah, you guys are cool." Da, 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 da. And I'm driving, thinking nothing of it. Zach goes, I think they were talking shit. Oh, really?
Here goes the hothead moment.
A hothead moment. Now, this is in our teenage years.
Yeah, I was really bad in my teenage years.
Yeah.
I whip this car around. Zach hops up, rolls down the window, hops up on the door, leans out the window. Y'all motherfuckers got some shit to say? And collectively silence, pin drop silence, and you hear every single kid shit their pants unanimously as you go, "No."
Yeah,
that's what I thought. And we went
that's what I thought.
Man, I remember that like it was yesterday. I can't remember shit. I have terrible memory, but everything from like 25 and back, photographic memory like hell.
Let's see. Something that you haven't been able to be a part of, but it is something I've been dying to do again, is Ship's Mast.
What the fuck is that?
Well, okay, for the listeners, Ship's Mast is a really stupid, and do not try this at home,
Trained professionals type of shit?
Kind of trained professionals type of deal.
Pause for a second. We here at Idiotically Armed are trained professionals, and we do not condone you to do this at home. This is done by professionals for professionals.
Fuck
Continue.
all that shit.
Continue.
All right. So, Captain's Mast is where you get your trusted buddy to drive the car at 70-ish miles an hour.
This already sounds bad.
Mind you, trusted buddy didn't have a license.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay. Trusted buddy, drive your car.
And
there's two ways to do this. You can either, A, take two belts and wrap them around your wrist and the other end around the door frame.
What the hell?
Drape them out over the hood, and that's what holds you to the car. Or you could do what I did, which is
hold the lip of the hood.
Hold the lip of the hood while your buddy does 70.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
It was fun.
Yeah.
I was the driver. He was the one on the hood. He held on, and I punched it.
Yep. And it is
exhilarating.
Yes, a thrill a mile.
For those who are unaware, we all grew up too poor to go to Universal, obviously. So we made
No, actually, I had Universal passes at that time.
This makes it even worse. Dumbass.
But it is definitely a driving game I've kind of wanted to do again.
You are fucking high. I am never getting in the hood of a car or strapping myself to
Nobody
it.
said you had to do it.
You could be the driver. He could be on the hood.
No,
and I could be on the trunk.
One of you dumbasses fall down, I'm getting charged with vehicular manslaughter.
Nobody's gonna charge you. I'm like a cat. The way I land, I almost never get hurt.
And Matt, I've done this driving game with the Mitsubishi we discussed. I did it with my '89 Jeep Cherokee on the roof through a parking garage, which
Yeah, I drove that one too.
You did.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was so close.
It was.
You were so close to those concrete pillars.
I wish people could see me because internally I'm panicking.
I mean,
Boy's got anxiety from 12 years ago.
On an event he wasn't there for. But no, nothing makes your life flat. The thought just passes through your brain. That ceiling beam was awfully close to my face.
Holy shit, that light, I think, touched my nose.
Do you like to edge or something? Do you like to sit on the edge of the bed and just get close and just not go? Because that's what that sounds like.
I mean, I never thought of it that way.
What would have been funny is if there was that one sprinkler head that was sticking down and caught him right in his piss pump.
Oh, no.
Dragged him off the roof of the car.
Oh, no.
But you know the Jeep though, we had a whole group of you drove with a whole group of people on that. We all did it.
How many retards were there?
There was a lot.
Please,
We were surrounded by retards.
Was Kayshawn involved?
No, Kayshawn was not involved. This was after Kayshawn had moved.
I was gonna hope that the one sane person out of the group would have been him, because he definitely would have been like.
He wouldn't have did it.
He would have been like,
y'all are a bunch of fucking idiots.
He would have been like, you white crackers, fucking retards.
And then we were
something he would have said.
As you said, too poor to go to Universal. Actually, quite literally, we were so poor. We went to the Steak and Shake after that, and the only thing we could order was water.
There was a giant group of us. My ex-girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend, just a truck full of us, and we all took up I think it was 15 seats or something. It was multiple tables put together, and we all ordered just water.
Bonus story, because you said it in the beginning of the podcast, before you go on to me, Pooh Finger.
Ah, yes.
If Zach's okay with talking about it.
Yeah, we could talk about
Pooh
that.
Finger!
My sister won't enjoy it too much.
Oh,
well
fuck
actually, we just get your nephews to do it again. That's all.
They don't even remember it now.
They don't?
No.
Damn.
That was while they were kids.
Yeah.
But go on.
Okay. Well, since Zach pointed out that I at one point lived at the end of a street.
that wasn't in a house.
No, he lived in
his
his 98 Camaro.
I made camp in a 98 Camaro, but you know the beautiful thing about being friends with these guys is, all these stories we tell of, me getting the crap beat out of me, and beating the crap out of each other, is that in a rough spot, they're there. Now, I mean, Zach had a home. He lived at the time. He lived with his folks. He had a bed he could sleep in. He chose to camp out with his girlfriend at the time in the car, and keep me company parked at the end of his street. So one night he gets out of the car, I guess, to take a piss. Now, in y'all's previous podcast, you brought up that women love your butt. Now, that's not exactly the whole truth of how much they love your butt.
Fucking women love to touch this voluptuous ass that Matt wishes he had.
I have no ass. It's inverted. I only have shoulder blades and ankles.
That boy is built like Hank Hill and Cotton at the same time.
Listen, it goes shoulder blades, ankle. There ain't nothing in between. Ain't even a bump where my asshole is.
So, with this being said, Zach gets out, takes a piss, gets back in the car. Well, his girlfriend at the time apparently had stretched her hand out and left her finger up. And Zach came down right on it. He was embarrassed about it, but the next morning he goes, dude, I think I accidentally sat on her finger. And I just got the giggles and went, Pooh Finger. And
that stuck.
That's not the story that I thought that we were going to go for. I thought we were talking about my nephews.
Well,
no, we're going. We're getting there.
Don't get ahead of me.
I forgot that even happened.
See, memory not so great.
Now I'm petrified again. For reference, her finger did not go in my asshole.
No,
it did get very close. She hit my fucking gooch. That was all gooch central.
But she was definitely trying for that butthole. She was trying. She tried hard.
Swing and a miss.
3 strikes, you're out.
All right, so after we get a collective giggle out of it, he had Zach's an uncle. And he's got, at the time, they were 2 little nephews. So, for those of y'all listening, you got to look up the rules of the internet. All right? One of those is the more innocent something is, the more fun it is to corrupt. Okay?
Ain't that the truth?
A.K.A. his nephews.
Yes. So we collectively pull his nephews together and go, hey, come here. We want to show you something.
And go. This is back when they could barely talk.
Like 3 or 4 years old.
No, they were probably 5, 6. Like they
talking,
could kind of say words.
Talking but not making sense.
Yeah, it was kind of like a mix. Like very, very young.
Your sister could only understand them.
So we go, hold up your finger, and they both hold up their finger. Now say poo, poo. Now say finger, finger. Say it together, poo finger. Now go show your mother.
Zach's
and
wonderful
we did that
sister.
so many times that all we would have to do is point our finger out, and they would both, because they were twins, both bolt to my sister and in unison, poo finger.
Oh, she's gonna love this story. No, she's not.
Sorry, Adrian. Sorry to bring back bad memories.
Oh, poo finger.
But okay, so there's two of the good stories. One more from the mall days was
Don't tell me.
all the times of you pushing me into the urinals and me getting you back.
Oh man, he got me back so good.
This was in Mexico.
No,
Because he
this
committed-
was in Oviedo.
They fixed the stall by now.
Oh, it's long been fixed.
This was 15 years ago.
Okay.
I'm not
Again-
worried about cops at all.
Again, I'm bringing up stuff that I know statute of limitations are. Go ahead, charge me for that door. You ain't going to see it.
This motherfucker ain't got a pot to piss in. You think he's replacing a divider?
To get into the story.
All right, so, we, for whatever reason, being friends as long as we have synced up by this point in terms of much like women do. Hey, I got to go to the bathroom. Okay, cool. I'm going to fix my makeup. Well, we as guys did the same equivalent. So, hey, I got to go take a shit. Okay, cool. I'll use
I gotta
that.
take a whiz.
I gotta take a whiz. So Zach goes in to take a shit, and while he's taking a shit, I finish up and I'm sitting here going, yeah, man, we definitely need to do that next Friday. It sounds like a great idea. But the whole time I'm talking, I'm slowly backing up till I hit the entranceway of the bathroom. Now, mind you, Zach has the stall locked.
No, did you go all the way to the entrance?
Oh, I went all the way.
You ran all the way sideways? I thought that you...
No, I ran, and then right as I hit the door, I went sideways.
No, I was saying I thought that you went from the mirrors, because I was sitting on the very first stall, and there was the mirrors and stuff in the front.
Well, the mirrors in the entranceway, like right
well,
there.
the entrance is this way. The mirrors are right here. On my
Semantics.
Anyway, so Zach.
Well, no, I'm trying to figure this out for myself, because I never knew how he did what he did.
Houdini.
So, Houdini. Anyway.
Keep going.
Anyway, so Zach's got the door locked, and yeah, man, we definitely should do this. Now, the whole time I'm talking, I'm slowly backing up, and then I hit a point of silence, and right at the moment of silence, I have now put my whole entire shoulder into this bathroom stall door, took it off its hinges, it swung in, hit Zach while he was taking
The
it.
door landed on me while I was mid-dumpy. I was actively shitting. Not sitting there, actively shitting. When a door came flying at me, and there goes Tim sitting there like, oh yeah! Fucking Kool-Aid Manning
I
it.
definitely did the Kool-Aid voice too, come to think of it. So I left the man in the bathroom with no choice but to either sit there with no door or sit there and try to take a dump and hold the door at the same time.
And I laughed my ass off, and then I just pushed the door back off of me and just held it there with my hand while I finished.
Talk about explosive.
Yeah.
So that's enough of me and Zach's stories from the youth. Let's see. We did the lighting me on fire. We did the whole King Buica.
No, yeah. Oh, no, that's another whole situation. I'm sorry for whoever came to my store because, man, did I take you for a ride. I even had an acronym for it. Booyaka. BOCIEA. Break it off in every customer's ass. Because, God, listen, I had to make money, okay? Mans was poor, needed monies. And the only way I had to do
You're a
it...
Jew, you're never poor.
No, he's Jewish. Remember,
Hard on the ish.
Look, in the order of bad Jews, Keenan came first. Keenan was a horrible Jew. Second
was Matt.
Is
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah.
Matt is Jewish.
I eat pork, so. But nonetheless, yeah, break it off in every customer's ass. You walked in my store, I was taking your wallet. If you liked it or not, because there was ways I could finagle the numbers and make you see things that you thought you knew, and I was taking you for a ride. And I'm not sorry about it one fucking bit, because I had to.
Now, on the plus side, he at least performed the services, because you go to a lot of shops and they'll sell you on something and then not actually do it.
I did it.
He did what he sold. He just sold it at an outrageous price that I don't know how in the hell people would actually pay that kind of money.
To reference back to your Jewish moment, Jedi Jew tricks. I would look at them and be like, this is the way you want to go.
But he can't give me light when I'm trying to plug in a router.
No.
Jew magic only works so far.
No. There was a thing called go up to go down. So I'd increase the price of whatever I was selling to discount it so you saw the discount line and go, holy shit, he gave me $200 off. No, dumbass, I increased the price by $250 and took off $200, and I still made a $50 profit on top of the already existing profit that was there. Booyaka.
And to any listeners who might have been a
Customer.
customer at
Sucks
the
to
Iron
be
Kingdom,
you.
Now you know.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Let's see. All right, so good memory with you. As of recent, going to an antique car dealership with the
Jesus.
intent of just let's look at some classic cars. We're not here to buy. Salesman comes out. Now, for all your Jew magic, you lost it that day.
I still got him to leave us alone.
Eventually, but you know what the goal is?
Was this the one that was just this past
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
This was just last week.
The one that I called you guys.
Yeah.
I was working
Yeah,
next
yeah.
to your house.
Yeah.
So, we go out there with just the idea of let's look, and Matt the sales guy comes out. And Matt goes, "Oh, hey, what do you guys got for a 70 Cadillac?"
68.
No,
68.
68 Cadillac. Semantics
Coupe de Ville.
again. Either way. No, man, we're just here to look. Turns into 20 minutes of this guy showing him around at Cadillacs. I'm like, you could have just shut your yap.
I could have.
Um,
The guy was bored. And I didn't think they actually would have a 68 Cadillac Coupe de
And
Ville.
obviously, so was Matt.
Yeah, I was bored.
let's see. Another good one. Probably one of the pool parties we've had where you're out there just raining down with the garden hose on.
That was probably every time.
The last one?
Yeah, obviously we know about my finger situation, so I couldn't get in a pool, especially because I have a wound. But I would grab the garden hose and because they would spray me with water out of water guns. So I said, "Fuck you guys, I'm going to do this even harder." And I went and grabbed a garden hose and sprayed Zach and Tim as they were in the pool.
He didn't get me.
No, but
because
I
was smart with how I did mine.
I definitely
And
got
Tim
Zach,
was surprised
though.
at how smart I was at using that floaty tank.
Yeah, he had a tank with a squirt gun on the end of it.
Yeah.
And I flipped it upside down, stayed under it, so all the water that he sprayed wouldn't touch me, but I could blast his ass.
Then Zach thought it was a great idea to go from a standing position to a jumping into the tank position.
Oh my god!
But the realization,
I could still feel that pain.
Realization that this dumbass did was that he jumped into 2 leg holes to a floating object in stagnant water.
You ever gave yourself an ultimate wedgie on accident?
Can't say I have.
Well, I might as well have did that shit on purpose, because when I hit that thing, my balls went to my throat.
All I know is that I just watched you regret it as soon as you jumped. And you didn't think it through, and at the moment, as soon as you jumped, you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Yeah, this ended with you having racked your nuts on an inanimate object.
But I will say we do need to actually hang out more because I've got so many fucking stories with Zach and not near enough
Listen,
with you.
this is your first episode. Obviously, we'll have you back eventually. I can't say it's going to be anytime soon, but it will be eventually because we're going to be recording, like he said, every Saturday. This segues into the end of our podcast. For those who are unaware, we have a link tree. It's located on all of our social medias. It will be tagged into this video as well as it will be tagged in the YouTube version of this. Please give it a click. Please go to our Patreon and donate because me and Zach have invested way too much fucking money into this.
Way.
Please, for the love of God, there's tears.
Money.
I give you things for going to Patreon.
Hey, and if you're any one of the people at the Starbucks or at Civil or at any of the places where Matt passed out tons of flyers.
Oh, yeah. I did that
Well,
today.
thank you for listening.
Yeah,
and,
thank you for giving us a listen.
We definitely hope that you enjoyed it because there's tons more to come. I doubt any of you Starbucks people are going to care.
Oh, yeah. No, I
but
think
the rest of them, they'll be good. I think the people at Starbucks, their heads will explode.
Oh, yeah, no. But for people that don't know, it's like the third or fourth link in the link tree. Please go to patreon.com/idioticallyarmed and give us a donate. It gives you things. I will send you stuff. I will mail you things for donating. You will have access to behind-the-scene features, stuff like that. There's plenty of stuff that we have that we will be a part of, or you can even have a section where you can have a personal question recorded and put on the podcast. We're going to figure that out, but please go ahead and give us a donation. It helps us out, helps the production go because this is not free, and it just makes it better.
It takes a lot of time for setting up.
It takes so much for us to do it.
I would really like to make back the $5,000 I spent on this PC.
I would like to make back the amount of money we have invested.
Yes.
But, helping out a little bit is better than nothing. So if you have it, share it. Because then we can make this even...
have some more.
Exactly. It makes us make this podcast better. It makes everything go well. If you like what you listen to, go listen to wherever platforms. We're on Spotify, YouTube, as well as Amazon Music. Give us a listen. Subscribe, follow, comment, share, like, whatever you got to do. It helps us out in the algorithm and makes this thing go better. Tim, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you guys for having me on. It's been a pleasure as always. Hanging out with the boys.
It's been great. It's just like a normal day with us.
Yeah, it's just there are 3 giant microphone dicks in front of us. But thank you guys for listening. This is Idiotically Armed and Dangerous Podcast, Episode 2. We're out.
Hell yeah.
Brother.